Hey guys, Erica with the K here. Today's video is another mend and or upcycle alter video, and I have a bunch of stuff here because, as I had mentioned in a previous video, I have a huge mend pile slash alter pile and I'm trying to get through it. So today we have a bunch of things that we're going to do, and I feel like they're easy-ish. And so that's why I have so many in this video. So for starters, there's this cute top that I got on Poshmark. It's a tube top, but it has these cute little like sleeves. They're just too big. They fall right off. So the only thing I'm going to do to this is just tighten the elastic on these two sleeves. I have this, like, I guess it's like a vintage doily. I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Placemat maybe. And I want to turn this into a shirt, high collar. I think the best course of action is to just kind of weave in a rope so that I can tighten it, and it'll be like an open back, but it'll be like a rope. And I'm not sure, I have a rope that's like a braiding cord. I'm not sure if I should braid it first, but we'll figure that out together. This one used to be part of a dress, but I cut it off because at the time I had 32 double F boobs and I just didn't fit into it. And plus I knew I wouldn't wear it as a dress. I would wear it more as like a top and a bottom. Because I cut it off, the zipper in the back no longer functions. But I do have like a grommet thing that like make grommets. So I think I'm going to cut the zipper out and I'm going to put grommets on here, and we're going to do another kind of tie back thing. This is a vintage top. I think it's handmade. I got this on Poshmark, and when the seller sold it, she had mentioned that there was no string on the top part. So this ties around the back, and then this, you know, goes around here. Again, I think I'm just going to use my braiding cord. Whether or not I braid it, I don't know. But we're just going to slide that right through there. That should be like a super easy fix. This is another one that I got on Poshmark, and I actually love this, but it is so hard to get on and off because it is so tight on one of the sides. Because the back is like the, you know, like a stretch thing. It's just really hard to get over my head. So on one of the sides, I'm going to cut it and I'm going to just add in a zipper. And this was the closest match I could find. You're not really going to see much of the zipper. You're only going to actually see the zipper part. So I think it'll be an okay match. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And then lastly, I haven't done an alteration for my husband's clothes. We picked this up at a big box store, but it was on sale. It was $4. It was like on like final sale. It's not his size. So I'm just going to size it to be his size. So like I said, I feel like these are pretty easy upcycles that we can definitely tackle in this video. I'm going to start off with the easiest one first. So this is the little elastic that needs to be tightened for my arms. And so what I did was I turned it inside out, and I'm only sewing the elastic part. I'm not sewing the actual bell of the sleeve because I want that to just bell out on its own. And so I did it inside out so that you can't see it when I turn it the right way. And this is what it looks like on. I am so excited about it. Next up is going to be that green vintage shirt that I got on Poshmark. And one night my husband was playing video games and I was like, you know, I have a lot of things that need braiding cord, so I may as well just sit here and braid it. So what I did was I safety pinned it to my pant leg, and then I just literally did a braid, 3 strands, very easy. And when I was done braiding it, I took the safety pin off my pant leg and then I closed it, and I used that to just run the braiding cord through the neck of the shirt where it needed it, and it just makes it very easy to do that. If you haven't done that before, that's how you do it. And this is what it looked like on, and I'm so happy. I cannot wait to wear this out. I think that it is so perfect and adorable, and the fact that it's vintage but also touched by my hands is probably my favorite part. Next, we have the vintage placemat, which is going to be a shirt, and all I needed was the braiding cord. So what I did was I folded it in the center so that when I do put the braiding cord in, it is even on both sides. And I did this pretty high up to the top, so that's going to go around the neck. And then I did another braiding cord also in this dark brown color, and that's going to go a little bit lower on the body so that it can cinch me in on the waist. And since this already had pre-cut out little things in here, it was literally perfect for what I wanted it for. This is something that, like, when you're seeing it with my sweatpants, you're going to be like, yeah, it's okay. But I know when I put this together with an outfit, it's going to be like show-stopping, stunning. I'm so excited about it. And I think that the back is like super sexy as well. And overall, I'm just really happy with it. And then we're going to do one more with the braiding cord. So this is going to be that dress that I had said that I had cut down because I had 32 double F boobs and I didn't fit into it and yada yada. And so I wanted to make the top a corset, and I knew that I needed something to tie it together as a corset. So I took some black braiding cord that I had, and I, again, just did 3 strands like a braid. I just wanted to show you exactly what this looked like. This one I did very long so that I had a lot of material. And then if you guys watch the video on upcycling my poncho, making that like poncho out of like thrifted material, I took some ribbon and I used it as bias tape around the edges to clean up the edges. And that's exactly what I did here too. I had said in the beginning that I was going to cut the zipper off of the sides, but I decided to keep the zipper on it and I just put it inside the ribbon that I used as bias tape because I thought, well, if I'm going to use this as a corset, I want it to be a little bit thicker, almost like a boning. And it didn't exactly work for that, but it did work out really well. Then this is the first time I'm ever using this grommet tool and I'm obsessed. It was so easy to do. I think if you have arthritis, it might be a little bit harder. It might take a little bit more pressure and time, but it was very easy. It was very user friendly, I should say. It's magnetic. So as soon as you put the, little grommet pieces on there, they magnetize to the tool. So you don't have to worry about them like falling out of place and not being perfectly aligned with each other. It works really well. And then here I am just threading in the braiding cord. And then this is what this top looks like. And honestly, it exceeded my expectations. I am so, so happy with the way this one turned out. And it is beyond what I thought I was going to be able to create with this. Next is going to be the zipper that we're going to put in here. I wanted to make sure that I didn't cut the back of this at all. I wanted to do it right underneath one of the arms. And I think I could have gave myself a little bit more leeway here. I'm very close to the edge. And then I forgot how to even do this. So I didn't go all the way up because the sleeve was there. But I feel like I forgot how to sew for a second. I was like, wait, how does this go on here? And as I was trying to put it on, I'm like, this is looking really messy. And I think it was looking messy because the material's kind of cheap and it was just fraying a lot. And then I was like, no, we just put face to face and then we're going to sew it that way. I originally sewed this with a zigzag stitch, which so far everything that I showed you in this video that I sewed, I did with a zigzag stitch. But because the shirt is so tight, I was like, I feel like it's pulling a lot with the zigzag stitch. And so then I went back in with a straight stitch. Will that help? I don't know. Maybe the zigzag stitch is better, but for me, it gave me peace of mind. I did also have to hand stitch the edges where the zipper starts and ends because it was just hard to get it through the machine. But overall, you can't even see where the zipper is until I show you. And I feel like it's perfect. It's underneath the sleeve and I'm really happy. This made it about 50% easier to get it on my head. Not 100%, but about 50%. And I feel like I'll be more inclined to wear it now. And I really just think it's a beautiful top. So I'm very happy with it. And then lastly is my husband's Snoopy shirt. Fortunately, I didn't have the microphone on, but this is me pretending to take measurements. I don't know why I did that because I didn't measure a single thing after this. I eyeballed the entire thing. This is definitely not considered a tutorial. This is just a let's get some projects done together. But I will give you guys some details. So I measured about 7.5 for the length. And then for the sides, I did 2 inches on both sides, or at least that's what I think I eyeballed. Hey, I used to be a hairstylist, so I can measure inches on the spot with my eyeballs. As for the sides, I didn't know how I was going to do that. If you guys have been on my channel, you know that I've only detached and reattached sleeves one time, and that was in December. So I really didn't know how I was going to do that, and I was kind of stressed, but we really worked this one out. Just have it as a muscle tee? Just kidding, I was just making a joke. You want to just keep it as a muscle tee? This is a joke. I'm gonna sew this here. It looks great. I believe I can fly.